Okay, 3 things before we go ahead and jump into this week's weekly bite of MMORPG news. 1, we're giving away a single copy of any MMO you want. To win that copy, all you need to do is be subscribed to this channel and then go down into the comments section below and tell me what MMO it is you want and why you want it. It's that simple. You can go ahead and check the official MMO Byte Twitter to find out if you want or not. 2, MRSSSTIX and I will be streaming on Twitch at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today as well, so come on over and follow us if you haven't already. And finally, number 3, huge shout out to all of our incredible patrons. You guys are amazing and your support goes a large ways to helping us continue to do what we love. Create videos on YouTube and stream over on Twitch. Before we jump into today's video though, I do want to talk about today's sponsor, Dungeon Fighter Duel. This is a game that I have been covering repeatedly since it was announced and am legitimately more hyped for than almost any other game this year. Now, if this looks like something that you might be interested in playing, make sure to click that link in the description of the pinned comment below to purchase the game. Dungeon Fighter Duel is an enormous undertaking, a brand new addition to the Dungeon Fighter intellectual property. It's very different to Dungeon Fighter Online. This is a 2.5D style fighting game that allows players to select between 16 different characters, and if you're a fan of the franchise like I am, you'll no doubt feel a little bit nostalgic. You'll then engage in some of the flashiest action combat to have ever graced the genre, with insane skill effects, ridiculously good looking character models that the franchise is known for, and stunning backdrops. This looks to be an incredible addition to the Dungeon Fighter property, and you won't be spending all your time just punching people. There's a story mode, a practice mode, a survival mode, arcade mode, and much more planned in the future. Again, this is available to purchase right now, so if it sounds like something you're definitely interested in trying, then I'd urge you to go ahead, because I definitely will be. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into this week's weekly bite of MMORPG news. Let's start this off with Swords of Legends Online. Patch 2.1 is the first major patch release since 2.0, when the game transitioned to a free-to-play business model. 2.1 brings with it a new storyline that provides players with new item level 195 gear once completed, the Dragonstar District connecting new zones together, the new Realm of Light open world zone, normal mode for the 3-legged sea dungeon, the Wild Demon Isle dungeon, the new Moorstone Cabin battleground, new events, new outfits, new items, and more. Gameforge actually have a PDF concerning everything introduced or altered in patch 2.1 for those of you that are still actively playing the game. All 23 of you. Tencent is one of the largest gaming companies within China, so it's only natural that they have new games to announce every year. On June 27th, they held Spark 2022, a massive Chinese gaming showcase, and it was revealed ahead of this event that they'll be premiering footage for a brand new open world Chinese MMORPG built using Unreal Engine 5 from Lightspeed Studios, the developers behind PUBG Mobile and Apex Legends Mobile. Now, given this did take place a couple days ago, I do have to do a full dedicated video on this where I cover everything that they revealed at the event, so be on the lookout for that. Diablo Immortal has been pretty hit or miss. It's admittedly made almost $30 million since launching and was met with praise concerning the core game, but criticism pretty much everywhere else, dropping to Blizzard's worst rated game of all time according to Metacritic. Nevertheless, it has been met with relative success, and many players considered this to only be the beginning, as its largest market, China, was slated to receive the game this week, or last week, rather. And, well, suffice it to say, things did not go according to plan, as Diablo Immortal was banned within China. The reason for the ban: the Weibo social media account for Diablo Immortal made a joke at the expense of Xi Jinping, China's overlord, and since he's physically incapable of taking a joke, he opted to immediately ban the game from distribution indefinitely. This is the president of one of the most powerful, most influential countries in the world. How long this ban remains in place remains to be seen, but the president, unable to take a joke, has shown himself to be an overly sensitive man-child, and the entire world is laughing at him more now than they would have been had he just ignored the post that Diablo Immortal's Weibo account had made. Now, as of earlier this week, just a few days ago, TERA has officially shut down. The North American version shut down just a little while ago. The European version shut down a couple days ago. All of this on PC, mind you. The console version lives on, if you can really call the console version even living, when realistically it's equally as barren as the PC version. Now, players, they gave the game a final send-off. They took pictures, they recorded videos, and the Korean version, they even had a final quest for players to complete. A quest that showed the player going off on another journey, who knows where. This was kind of a middle finger, though, to us as Western players, as we weren't allowed to participate in it. But what do you expect when we were never their target demographic to begin with? I have been repeatedly asked, I think for a year now, to cover FlyFF Universe, the active development of FlyFF Universe, and as of recently, FlyFF Universe has officially launched, a remake of one of my first MMOs. FlyFF Universe takes what FlyFF did right and improves upon it, modernizing the game for a new audience. The game is playable on PC via client, browser, back, and is fully cross-platform compatible on mobile devices as well. Now, since launching, the game has managed hundreds of thousands of players, but what concerns me about this is the fact that there is confirmed NFT integration coming in the future at an undisclosed time, which kills any excitement that I realistically would have otherwise had for the game. Now, I will do a dedicated video on this sometime in the future, going into much more detail as to what the NFT integration really entails, and whether or not the game, disregarding NFT play-to-earn blockchain, is even worth playing. Now, many fans of Ashes of Creation are rejoicing after seeing the game's mediocre overhaul of the melee combat found in-game. Players who aren't fans of the game, however, have very different opinions. Me personally, who isn't really invested either positively or negatively though, I feel like this looks like a low-budget indie game. Fluidity is completely off, it has no impact, the animations feel far too fast and sloppy. If this were a low-budget indie game, I'd probably say that it looked pretty good, but when it has the budget that it has with the competent team that they're claiming is actively working on it, this is surprisingly disappointing. Now, I am well aware that this is a contentious opinion to have, however, and this will likely get shared amongst the Ashes of Creation community. We'll no doubt find an infinite number of reasons to disagree with me, but I don't know. At the end of the day, this is purely a subjective opinion, and all of us are welcome to have our own. And for an Alpha 2, realistically, it looks pretty good. If this is closer to a complete system, though, that will launch with the game, then far from it. Graphically, though, holy crap, this game is looking incredible. Lost Ark Korea is like the cooler older brother of the version that we get. Not only are they collaborating with The Witcher 3, something that a single person ever anticipated seeing, but they're also receiving the brand new Aeromancer class, something that we're going to be waiting a long time to receive. The new Aeromancer class utilizes a parasol to engage enemies. Yes, fully armor-clad warriors, massive, literally gargantuan-sized dragons being felled by a little girl with an umbrella. If you were sitting there thinking to yourself, you know what Aion needs? To remove arenas, to remove battlefields, and to replace them with something that makes our character completely useless. Because That's what GameForge have introduced in patch 8.3. Now, in what they're referring to as a complete rework of PvP, they're introducing something called the Hero Battle. They're removing arenas and battlefields and replacing them with the Hero Battle, where you select pre-made powerful heroes and you battle against other players. And like, dude, these devs are actually idiots. We don't want preset characters, we want balanced classes. We want the removal of pay to win and actual meaningful content that provides a reason for players to actually, well, play the game. Did you know that Jagex, the developers behind RuneScape and old school RuneScape, are in the process of developing a brand new RuneScape game? This game in specific is touted as being an open world survival game set within the RuneScape universe, built using Unreal Engine 5, which aims to grow the franchise into new audiences on desktop and console platforms. Jagex have confirmed that they have already made several new hires and are hiring additional staff for the yet unnamed title. What they did confirm is that this is going to offer a whole new gameplay and visual experience to the legendary RuneScape universe. Note, this is not an MMO, but this will likely be the closest thing to a RuneScape 4 that we will likely ever get. Tower of Fantasy has officially opened global pre-registrations, allowing players to pre-register on the App Store, the Play Store, and add the game to their wish list on Steam and the Epic Games Store. Yes, this game is releasing onto both the Epic Games Store and to Steam in the fourth quarter of 2022, after launching via their official client in the third quarter of 2022. Pre-registration rewards, they're not bad. They could have realistically been a lot better. You get a small amount of gold, a single 10 pull if they reach their goal of 2.5 million pre-registrations. Smilegate might have their hands full with Lost Ark, but another MMO that they are in the process of publishing has just entered its second phase of global beta testing. TeeTiny Online is a cross-platform MMORPG developed for PC, for Android and iOS devices. This game is launching globally everywhere around the world and is currently in closed beta testing until July 7th. There were no IP blocks in place when I registered for and subsequently played the game, and will be none in place after launching. This is an MMO with a single global server, meaning every player plays on a single server with one another from anywhere in the world. Languages are translated in real time, so players of every nationality can communicate with one another, which means teasing people for their bad English might not be possible, as the game will be doing direct translations. This is a relatively unique MMO, and the best part is that you can still register for and play it right now to test it for yourself. And finally, there's a rumor going around concerning a potential overhaul of Blue Protocol's engine from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. This was first noticed over on Reddit and has continued to be spread across various different platforms. While it is definitely plausible that Bandai Namco requested Google make an alteration to their game listing, it's also equally as plausible that Google picked up this information after just scraping information across the internet or via multiple requested alterations from various different people. So with this in mind, be wary of information like this. And that's it. That is every bit of MMO related news that mattered to me personally over the course of the last couple weeks. If you think that there's something I missed, or you would rather I include another topic altogether, go down into the comment section below. Let me know specifically what I missed, specifically what you want, or go ahead and DM me on any social platform that I'm available on, and I'll attempt to cover it next time. Until then, if you're looking for something to play, then I got you covered. Either with this list of free MMOs on screen right now, or this list of confirmed upcoming gacha games.